I'll buy the Plan B if you buy the whiskey. I'll promise to swallow if you promise not to miss me.
The Democrats have lost their minds.
Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland, 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 oh, Dixieland.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Dixieland, the Proletariat. We're going to talk about Southern working class history and current events through a leftist perspective. Make sure to like us on social media at Dixieland of the Proletariat or Dixie Prole. And if you want to give your wages to a bunch of rednecks, then subscribe to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Dixie Prole. Got a lot of cool stuff to give you, including CDs, stickers, and a cookbook. We also have a Spotify playlist with some great artists you also check out. This podcast is brought to you by Newport 100s in a Box, Camel Silver's Black Coffee, Box Wine, Justice Clarence Thomas's Impending Heart Attack, and John Emerald Whiskey. Shout out to our new Patreon subscribers, Emery, Brian, Samantha, and David. Our monthly Patreon surplus goes to groups that are run by and or help marginalized people directly. As always, I'm Nelson. Tonight with...
Hey, I won, Jack. I did it.
Joe Biden's here, everybody. And who else is here? Tyler?
Yeah, I'm here, I guess.
And our guest this evening is...
Mia Raven.
Woo, the abortion lady.
Yes, it's I, the abortion lady.
President-elect Biden, how are you doing this evening?
Feeling good, Jack. I beat Trump, took him outside, I gave him what for.
Are you excited that you were able to take some states that you weren't expected to win? I mean, you took Arizona and you flipped Georgia. That's a big win.
I already knew I was going to win them. Barry told me it was going to happen.
But are you disappointed about Florida, though?
Not at all. See, when I come out with the Crime Bill 2.0, Florida's getting locked up. They're not coming back.
So how did you and Kamala celebrate the victory?
Well, you know, she brought over what's called some malt liquor.
Oh, God.
I never had it before, but it's good.
Did you pour one out for corn pop, sir?
I poured a couple out for corn pop. Had dinner with his folk. Turns out he wasn't such a bad dude. Turns out I was the racist all along. Can you believe it?
No, sir, I can't believe it. What do you think about Trump saying that the election was stolen and that it was fraud and blah 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 blah?
Oh, well, we all know that's all malarkey. And if you're playing Biden bingo at home, there's a malarkey for you.
Is that the free space, sir?
Free space. So in your first 100 days, Mr. President, real quick, before we're going to have to let you go here in a second, but for your first 100 days in office, what's some of the first stuff you're going to try and get passed?
Oh, Crime Bill 2.0. We're going to put more cops on the street. And that's it. That's it.
But what about
Kamala Harris got a good plan. She's gonna lock up all the single black mothers.
what about healthcare, sir? The pandemic or anything like that?
What about it?
How are you gonna stop it? How are you gonna give us healthcare and how are you gonna stop the pandemic, sir?
Hey, I got Medicaid.
Sir, but what about everyone else that?
Huh?
I think you mean Medicare, sir. But what about everyone else that doesn't have Medicare?
Just grow up.
Oh my God. Well, does anyone else have any questions for the president-elect? We're gonna have to boot him and and start the podcast. My God.
Might I suggest you pack the court, sir?
Congratulations.
Why should we pack the court? We got plenty of conservatives on there.
Sir, real quick before you go, I have one dire question I think everyone wants to know. How are you going to work around Mitch McConnell and the Republican-controlled Senate's obstruction?
See, that's the problem. You always want to work around Mitch McConnell. See, what I want to do, I want to work with Mitch McConnell. He's a nice guy. He's done nothing but help us out.
This is so on the fucking nose. All right, Mr. President-elect. Oh God, next 4 years are gonna be rough. Anyway, all right, y'all. So what do we? I know we haven't recorded in like 4 weeks, but and the election was however many days ago. It seems like it's just dragged out forever because Trump won't concede. But I'm happy that Trump's gone. I'm not really necessarily happy that Joe Biden is going to be our president, but I'm happy that Trump's gone. And I'm glad that with Trump out of office, this wave of fascism that's sweeping the nation is going to go away once and for all, and we're all going to live in peace and harmony.
Yeah, right.
I want whatever you're drinking, Nelson, please.
I'm drinking Gosling Diet ginger beer. It makes me feel really good. And I have a stress-free candle burning. And Vyvanse. All right, y'all. So anyone got any Tommy, Tyler? I haven't talked to y'all. We haven't recorded in so long. I've missed y'all. We've had people ask what the hell happened. They thought that Tommy got locked up and Tyler is dead and like all this other stuff was going around, and I just was like, we're here, we're back.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me go ahead and just give a second to shout out to my man Black Jesus.
Thank you, Black Jesus.
He fenced me this computer, and now allegedly, but now I can record how Nelson wants me to record, and I guess I'm back.
It's been a year. We have since we've started recording virtually because of the fucking pandemic. You've been fucking bootlegging everything and fucking jerry-rigging it all to fucking record, and this is the clearest you ever sounded. And I'm glad that somehow it finally fucking happened.
Well, thank Montgomery public school system. Allegedly.
Oh my God. Anyway, Tommy, what do you got for us? What's been going on with you?
Oh, nothing much. Of course, the new consoles came out, but I'm kind of sad about Trump leaving. Like, not for Trump himself, but the Trump bros. Like, they provided such good content. Like, you can't get more real than
I know. I get it. I get it, but it's like it's too much though. Like Biden is going to provide like the best content we can ever get because it's like wholesome content, but it's still funny and you still like cringe at it. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's like
wholesome about it.
Nothing. It's like poor Joe. I don't know. I'm trying to find my stress candle's almost gone. I'm trying to find the good in the situation.
The good in the situation is our first woman vice president.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's the good.
She's wearing the Timberlands. She's bringing Brooklyn back. We got this. And she's going to be president in like a few months when Biden croaks. So President Kamala Harris, everybody. I mean, at this point, the election was really between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence because there's no way in hell Trump was going to last another 4 years, and there's no way in hell Biden's going to last 4 years. So the election
wrong because he's terrible, and they all don't die early.
The shitty people live the longest. Don't you know this? Trump is going to be 1,000. He's going to turn into a literal Twitter troll. High under the Brooklyn Bridge.
I got the best bridge in all the land. No, he's a resident of Florida now, so he's gonna have a Florida bridge. It's gonna be the best bridge. He's gonna hide under the bridge that connects the South Beach to Miami, and it's just gonna he's gonna just terrorize. He's gonna terrorize Rick Ross. Every time Rick Ross tries to cross the bridge, he's just gonna attack him. Oh, that's the noises you're gonna hear. Or Rick Ross is screaming every time Trump pops out. Oh my God!
I hope there are more Trump rallies. I hope they don't end. Like I need it. I need that content in my life.
What if Trump just continues to do rallies?
Yes. Why wouldn't you?
Like he's not running for anything. He just continues to do rallies. He just continues to do speeches and gets paid for them. Obviously, he just goes around. Oh my God! Instead of writing a book, he's just going to do speech. Oh my God! I want him to write a book. I want the Trump book.
Allegedly written other books, but we know he didn't write them. But that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to keep doing rallies, except for this, he's going to get paid for it.
I think that someone was saying in like 6 months he's going to end up on the Joe Rogan podcast, just like dishing out national security secrets. I really want him to do that. Just like goes on Joe Rogan slips him some DMT, and he just starts talking about aliens at Area 51 who actually shot Kennedy, and like that the Cold War is not actually over. Trump, please go on the Joe Rogan podcast. I will never, ever like talk good about the Joe Rogan podcast and tell anyone to go on there except Donald Trump.
I mean, that's the only platform he'll have. I mean, Fox News is just on them.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
It's so crazy.
Ti might have him on his podcast. You see, Ti had Alex Jones on.
Oh my God! No way! Are you serious?
Yeah. Clifford the Big Red Vocabulary had him on.
Oh my God! Someone got taken down off Spotify. Someone got in trouble on Spotify for having Alex. I think it was Joe Rogan got in trouble for posting the episode that had Joe Rogan on it because he signed some like $1 million deal with Spotify. But Alex Jones is banned from Spotify, and then Joe Rogan had Alex Jones on and put that episode on Spotify, and Spotify was like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do? There's so much money. Oh no!" But they ended up being cool with it. I think. I don't know what the fuck happened. Anyway,
they were okay with making money. What?
I know, right? Holy shit! How about the living Koch brother coming out and saying that oh, I'm sorry that all the partisanship that my brother and I funded with our billions of dollars, like during Obama's presidency, caused all these problems. We're sorry. It's like, what is it? David or Charles Koch that's still alive was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry that we funded the Tea Party and got all these racist money and then fucking and then made life hell for everybody and fueled this Trump movement that, oh my God.
Different than them people from the Lincoln Project who I still do not trust.
Oh my, thank you, God, the Lincoln Project is such shit. You know, like, I was looking up that shit and like, so the dude, the Schmidt, right, what is his name? Schmidt, that like, he was on Bush's,
He's responsible for Sarah Palin.
Exactly. And he was on Bush's campaign team and like, he's like, all these like racist fucking tweets are getting pulled up and like
and Rick Wilson.
Yeah. All of them are.
It's all a grift with them too. They're no better than Trump. They're just pissed off that the object that they're making got out of their own control.
They're like, oh my God, he's telling the quiet parts out loud.
They're also mad that Trump's not some neocon that wants to go like invade every country, because all these dudes are Bush supporters, like, and like we're raving, like foaming at the mouth of the Iraq War, and
war hawks.
So the Lincoln Project didn't do shit. They just fucking ran a bunch of shitty ads, didn't phone bank, didn't canvas, didn't do shit, collected $60 whatever million and said bye bye.
Exactly what they did is they got all that money.
Lord have mercy.
They did.
Yep, and they're gonna give it to Tucker Carlson in 2024.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for like all those like never Trump Republicans to go flocking back to the. Well, obviously, I call bullshit that they didn't vote for Trump. I bet they got in that voting booth and they voted for Trump, and they definitely voted down ballot Republicans. I think Michael Steele voted for him too. I would not be shocked if like years from now Michael Steele's like, I voted for Trump and I voted for Republicans during the Trump administration. What is that Jon Stewart skit? Who wants a Boca Burger? I voted for Trump and I voted for Republicans and I got a Boca Burger. Michael Steele is just playing the long game. He's like just trolling MSNBC. It's like, I can't believe y'all letting me on here. Oh man! And then when
oh my god, him with that for like 4 years.
Oh yeah, that and the tax returns that we finally saw like towards the end.
God.
Oh my god, I hate politics.
Yeah, no wonder you're gonna show those.
Oh yeah, he only paid like $700. But I mean, is anyone shocked? I know this is so old. This is such old news, but we haven't recorded in so long. I've been wanting to rant about this, but like, is anyone surprised that like the alleged billionaire dude who the tax code was written for like only paid $750 in taxes?
I'm not surprised.
It's like everyone's like, I want a businessman to run the government. I mean, it's like he cheats on his taxes. Like all the businessmen cheat on their taxes. You want these people to run the government? Like, oh my god, I think
the only sad part about him leaving is we didn't get to see him die in office.
That would have been so great.
Well,
just like during his speech, he just like clenches his left arm and just goes boom, just massive coronary down for the count.
Or somebody just fly like an explosive drone right into his fucking head.
The best way could have happened if he just got taken down by COVID. Like that would have been.
Oh my god, that would have been. I would have went back to church. I would have started going to church again. If COVID would have killed him, a lot of people would have went back to church. God, you really fucked up that one.
Yeah, the only thing better than that one is if like fucking Barron was a sleeper agent.
Barron pulls a Menendez brother and kills his parents.
Yeah.
I am the president now.
Turns out he's just fucking Putin's son. Sleeper agent.
He's been cooked for 12 years.
Barron's actually like 42. It's like smokes unfiltered Lucky Strike cigarettes. It's like an old KGB agent. He's like, I knew Putin from back in the day.
He has a thick Russian accent, and Trump never knew it.
He's like, he gets that from his mother. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh man, we're fucked. Anyway, I don't even know. All right, Mia. So I guess the $64,000 question we got going on now is because the Supreme Court is now packed 6-3 until Clarence Thomas's impending heart attack happens, and Alito's also old as shit too, so maybe he'll go too. But until that happens, we have a 6-3 conservative majority, right? So everyone is now worried about Roe v. Wade getting overturned. So you're the pink haired devil lady, and you're our resident expert on abortion access and healthcare. So can you just, I guess, walk us through the scenario that's likely to play out now that the Supreme Court is 6-3?
There are so many, but the one that everybody's been waiting on is as soon as they seated Amy Coney Barrett, Mississippi asked Supreme Court to rehear their 15-week ban. All bans before viability are unconstitutional. And the Supreme Court said that they would hear it. But it's been 3 to 4 weeks where they were saying we'll talk about it on Friday. Friday gets here and they put it off and they put it off and they put it off. The last time they put it off, apparently Mississippi entered a lot of more evidence to support their ban, and it's based on they're trying to apply trap law rules with the undue burden in Casey, saying that a 15-week ban is not an undue burden. I don't know how that's going to work out for them, but I'm afraid it's going to be bad. Mississippi.
So when you say that they're trying to do the just for our viewers at home and people that are not like me and a bunch of other people not too versed in
Right.
and the laws. So what do you mean when Mississippi's trying to, when you say like Casey versus Planned Parenthood and you say like the trap laws in Mississippi? I mean, obviously when you say Mississippi, it's obviously something bad, but what does all this mean?
Okay, Roe gave everybody the right to an abortion. Planned Parenthood versus Casey, which was in the 90s, it built off of Roe, and it solidified Roe, but it did say that states have an interest in fetal life at a certain point. And they said this was viability, which would be 24 weeks. States like Alabama currently have an unconstitutional 20-week ban based off of fake, I call it fake, unsupported evidence of fetal pain. So technically, you're not no state is supposed to be able to ban abortion after 24 weeks. Alabama did it. Nobody challenged it. Here we are still with it today. But Mississippi wants to take that further back and go to 15 weeks. That makes sense? Not really.
No, it does. It's just
It doesn't make sense.
I mean, it makes sense how you explain. Like you explaining the process makes sense. Mississippi's logic obviously never makes sense.
Well,
Just like
it's not-
Alabama's logic never makes sense.
Exactly. Alabama's logic never makes sense.
And I didn't know that. I thought that it was 20 weeks, and that's why states capped it at 20. I didn't know that it was 24, and just no one bothered to challenge it. Now,
Well,
now,
no,
like-
it's 24 in most other states, except for New Mexico, Colorado, Illinois, since they passed their act, which codified abortion rights, New York City and New York State, and now Massachusetts that also did that last week. So Alabama did their 20-week ban. I think it was in 2010 or 11. And at that point, we did not have the ACLU of Alabama here. So we had literally no one to challenge that in court. But anywhere else, it's 24 weeks usually. Now, not every clinic will go to that. It depends on what the doctor wants to do and what they're comfortable with, what the clinic is capable of doing with equipment they have on site. So not every clinic goes to 24. But to try to ban it at 15 would be the earliest, technically, I've seen a state put up since Alabama's 20-week ban and then their total ban of last year.
Yeah. So the ballot measure that was on for Colorado this past go around, that was trying to restrict abortion access, correct?
Right, because Colorado has no limit. It is one of the very few states in the United States where anyone can go and get an abortion past 24 weeks.
Okay. And so somehow they got a ballot measure on there that tried to restrict that, but they got shut down. Yeah.
And they lost. Now, Louisiana did enact a trigger law, much like Alabama did in 2017, I think it was, or 2018, that says if Roe falls, then boom, automatically illegal, do not pass go. That's it. There you have no right to an abortion in the state of Alabama. So Louisiana passed that with this election that we just had.
But they have a Democratic governor though. He's supposed to be
Don't even get me started on that.
supposed to be good though. Supposed to be good. Okay, so now that the infamous ACB is on the Supreme Court, what are, I guess, can you take us down like a number of options that you think could possibly happen now that, do you think that the anti-choicers will get their wish? Like, do you think that they're actually gonna overturn Roe and deal with the blowback, or they're just gonna try and keep kicking the can down the road?
I wish I had a better concrete answer, but I don't trust any of them. I would not be surprised if she was the one that kind of flipped the court. I don't know if you saw what Alito did this weekend. Did you hear about that?
I did not. What do you do?
Me either.
He went to talk to the Federalist Society.
Oh yeah, our good friends.
Yes, and proclaimed that Plan B was like a little mini abortion clinic that you took and it gave you an abortion, which that's not how that works. and talked about overturning Obergefell, which is the LGBT rights, gay marriage decision, and a whole lot of other things. So if anybody is primed in a Supreme Court session to try to overturn Roe or chip away at it where it won't matter if you have the right because you can't access the right, like I've said before, it's going to be the Supreme Court. Definitely. And if Joe Biden doesn't pack this court, we are in a fucking world of hurt. Period.
I mean, now I'm even wondering if because the Democrats failed to take back the Senate, and if they even can pack the court now. Like, it's like Mitch McConnell has already said he's going to block cabinet positions and all this other shit. And I think that little excerpt that they released from Obama's book where Obama talked about him and Joe Biden going to try to work with Mitch McConnell in the new Senate and blah blah blah, and Mitch McConnell straight up like, "You're acting like I care."
That I care, right?
Yeah.
Now, we have 2 seats in Georgia. Those two evenly divided.
Can lightning strike 3 times?
If you get women pissed off, and especially black women pissed off, hell yeah, it can.
That is true. So yeah, then it'll be 50-50 and Kamala will be the tiebreaker. So
right.
Well, no, because Joe Manchin said if it was a tie, Joe Manchin said he would not vote because he's a fucking cunt.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Joe Manchin, the Democrat in name only in West Virginia. Oh man. Oh god.
I read about that.
Oh yeah, there's so many things. There's so many variables. This is like Joe Manchin could just like throw a monkey wrench in this entire fucking thing, and destroy it.
Yeah,
because he's totally like pro Trump. He's just like Trump.
Absolutely, he's voted with Trump a number of times, and the times that he didn't vote with Trump or with the Republicans, it didn't matter. Like, he's a fucking Republican.
Well, he just calls himself a Democrat to get elected in West Virginia, and we all know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But can we talk about for a second how unqualified Amy Coney Barrett is?
She's extremely unqualified.
How she's never tried a case. How she's never done any pro bono work. And how she was a judge for only 2 years because Trump appointed her in 2017.
Right.
Woo.
And she doesn't, I think she didn't have enough cases to even qualify her to be a judge before any of this, period.
Yeah.
But she did work on the Bush Gore thing in Florida.
She did.
No, there was nothing suspicious there. There was no ballots were thrown out.
No.
They were all counted fairly, and Bush was the rightful election winner, and Jeb didn't do anything, and nothing to see here.
Right.
Oh, God.
We're fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I really hope that the 2 Senate seats in Georgia flip, but I don't know. I mean, I want to head out there and knock on some doors and be like, look, I don't like it just as much as you don't like it, but just elect these guys and let's just get through this real quick until Mitch McConnell dies, and then we can like talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I like what's his name? What's his name? Warnock or the dude with the really cool last name?
Reverend Warnock. Yeah.
That dude has a kick-ass last name, and I'd vote for him just because of his last name. Now Ossoff, he
Ossoff?
Yeah, so he straight up is like, no, I don't support any of the like stuff that we need to save us, and it's just like
Ass off.
But do you choose him over somebody who?
Oh yeah, the QAnon person.
Right.
Yeah.
You got the QAnon.
No, wait, no. He's running it. No, Ossoff is running against the Pruitt or Purdue. Warnock is running against the QAnon lady.
QAnon, yeah.
Well, no, the QAnon lady got elected in Georgia.
Yeah, shit. Oh my God.
He's running against Loeffler, who also did some shady stock deal shit like Purdue did, and Loeffler's married to the chair of Wall Street, basically.
Woo!
And also owns that the Atlanta Dream, which is a WNBA team. in Atlanta, and she's just peak white lady terrible. She's fucking terrible.
And she thinks the world is run by baby eating pizza lovers.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
Just saying, that's not that. Isn't she the QAnon lady?
no, she is not the QAnon.
Ah, damn! I thought she was a QAnon lady. My
no,
bad.
that's Marjorie Green, I think her name is.
Okay.
Because she's already in DC lying her ass off about, oh, I can't go work out in DC because communist government shut down the gyms, and everybody in DC is like, no, we didn't.
Was she the one that did the CrossFit thing in her hotel room? Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody in DC called her out on that shit. Like, yeah, all our gyms are open, you dipshit. They're just like capacity.
God.
Well,
But now cases are on the rise, and they're gonna have to shut down everything again. And I can't wait for that backlash. Hey, we're not not out of the woods yet. Like, there's so much shit that could go wrong between now and Joe Biden getting sworn in, and even like right after Joe Biden getting sworn in. Like, I could see people like uprising like they did in Michigan if like Joe Biden tries to pass like a national mask mandate.
We
Oh
know
my
their
God.
governor just put in new restrictions tonight.
Here we go.
wait, what happened?
Michigan Part 2, Boogaloo or whatever.
Gretchen Whitmer put in a 3-week, they're calling it a pause. Basically, no schools be in session in person. It'll all be virtual. No gatherings of more than 25 people. It's not lockdown, but it's like lockdown light.
Yeah, she's basically begging to get kidnapped. Is what you said.
By militia
Pretty
people.
fucking brave, I gotta say.
Yeah, she is brave after all the shit that
Wait,
went
wait,
down.
wait. Never mind.
Tyler, Michigan's a state. It's the one that looks like it's the one that looks like a hand, like a mitt, and it has that weird part attached to Wisconsin, which Wisconsin's another state.
The Upers, the Upper Peninsula.
Michigan, that's the one
Yeah.
with that Detroit in it, ain't it?
Yeah, dang on Detroit, man, Rock City, woo!
They build them cars out of that American steel.
American steel. But no, all the shit about COVID coming out of El Paso is horrifying. They had like 10 freezer trucks for bodies, and like I watched a YouTube video and they had an article about a travel nurse there that was like breaking down about how horrible the conditions are there, and it's just going to get worse because all these people are going to go back home for Thanksgiving and are going to all get together for Thanksgiving and give grandma COVID. And then you have the million MAGA losers in DC that weren't wearing masks. I saw this great picture of this dude had a mask on his chin,
and spit
he's
out of his
spitting,
mouth.
and you catch the spit in the picture. Like, that should be Time Magazine's fucking photo of the year right there.
Are you talking about the dude yelling during the press conference? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know if that was him. No, I don't know. I don't think that was him. It was like literally a still of some dude at the MAGA march, and he had a MAGA hat on, and he was like sunglasses, and he had his mask on his chin. And he's screaming, and the picture got like the water droplets of his spit, fucking coming out of his mouth. I'm like, this is Time Magazine's photo of the year right here.
Hell yeah, kill them all.
You know, Alabama's had the highest numbers for Friday and Saturday. Since, I mean, higher than when we were at our peak in like April and May, and then in July.
Yeah, I got Snapchat. I'm looking at like Snapchat stories of people like packing out bars in Montgomery. I'm just like, oh, this is great. I'm glad.
I know, it's insane. I was like, have you lost your fucking minds, people?
Like,
I know,
I'm a big drinker. I love to drink. I like going to the bars and shit. But I can honestly say the only bar I went to during this whole thing is going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not set foot in a bar. Period.
The only time I think Tommy and I went to one, but we stayed outside in like the outside area and like spread out. So
Yeah,
it was just like,
You know, you're outside and you can get, good space to yourself.
yeah. And now they're like, you can travel farther. So now it's just like, yeah, fuck that. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I know Tyler, what the fuck is going on?
What's happening? Is it making noise?
Someone's making noise. I think it's Tommy. I'm just gonna blame Tommy and call Kamala Harris.
Well,
But
I'm looking at my sound bar and I don't have a lot of vibrations, so Fuck you. Like that.
You try, Tyler. That's all that matters. I love you, and I respect you, and you're a good cook. I think speaking of cooks, like there's restaurants in Montgomery. I know that just hearing from like local like waiter drivers that when they go in there, there's not doing social distancing at all whatsoever, and it's just this is just gonna lead to bullshit. It's just gonna lead to more people dying.
They have to shut it. Like we need another shutdown because like it's from an inside standpoint, it's almost impossible to get motherfuckers to social distance.
And I want to play my game.
Yeah. I mean,
I want to.
off.
God, that was the best. Like when we just got to stay home and collect unemployment, not to do shit. I made more money unemployed than I ever did working. It was such fucking wild.
My boss prepping for the shutdown, and we think we'll be insured paychecks and all. So I'm gonna be a game playing motherfucker sitting around at my house.
We need to get that Twitch stream up, Tommy. But anyway, back to what it's weird not recording in 4 weeks and having to do this again and like start over. You know when like you don't do something for a while and you like go back to it and you forget how to do it?
Well, I mean, if this takes any pressure off, it was never a good podcast anyways.
I mean, God, yeah, it fucking sucks. I don't even know why people like us and still listening. There's so much better podcasts out there. But I guess my burning question, I guess, going back to everything is like I can't like I know we want to deal in logic, but we're dealing with illogical people here. Like we're dealing with fundamentalists that are insane. But zealots. Like do they like I don't know. It's just like I'm trying to wrap my head around all this, and like they can't think that at least like the top tier, the people who know this is a grift and just want to red meat to feed their base and like make money off of this, know that overturning Roe would be a bad idea. It's just like they can't. There has to be people in there. They don't think they care at all.
They don't care because they believe this is a religious thing.
Oh Lord.
And it's true.
Yeah.
They literally do not care. And I don't know how many times I tell them, just because you outlaw abortion doesn't mean you're going to stop it. The only thing you're going to stop is safe abortions, and we'll go back to sepsis wards next to the maternity wards and hospitals. Yeah. Because I know what pregnant people will do when they feel like they have no other option. I've worked inside of a clinic and taken these calls from people who told me that they drank bleach. Things that you never want to hear. And that's why abortion is legal. It's just not accessible to them because they may live 3 hours away, or they don't have the money for an abortion, or they don't have transportation. They don't have childcare. I mean, you're not going to stop it. It's not like you're going to make it illegal and then poof, one day nobody's going to try to do an abortion, period. We're just going to get back to where people are going to die. And that's not hyperbole. Ask anybody who was around before 1973. And they'll tell you. And most people who were around before 1973 know at least one person who died. And that's what we're facing. Because abortion funds do so much. I mean, it might be.
I was gonna ask, is there any good news? Like, what can we do to like help for the inevitable overturn of Roe? Like, what can people do? Like, there's people that are like, I'm gonna stockpile Plan B, and then people are like, no, don't stockpile Plan B.
Stockpile Plan B. Please don't do that.
So what can people do to help?
Wait. You can't stockpile Plan B?
Don't stockpile Plan B, because in the South, number one, the stores don't carry a whole lot of it. And if you stockpile it and you take away all the Plan B and say Albertville, Alabama, where there might be one store that stocks it, what's going to happen to that person that really needs it right now? When you got 6 boxes sitting at home that are probably going to expire before you can use all 6 boxes. So don't be that asshole who stockpiles Plan B. If you are in Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, or Mississippi, and you need Plan B, the Yellowhammer Fund will send it to you for free. You can go to their website, yellowhammerfund.org. Full disclosure, I am a board member.
Woo!
But we will send you Plan B for free. So please don't make a run on your local store and stockpile Plan B. What you can do is hook up with your local abortion fund. Every state has at least one abortion fund. If you're lucky in a blue state, you might have two. But they are the people on the ground that do the work every day. And they are going to know the need probably more than the clinics, because the clinics perform one type of service. Abortion funds do more than fund abortion. We help people get travel. We help people get childcare. We help people get hotels. We do reproductive justice, and that means if you're already a parent and you need diapers, we'll help you get diapers. We do a lot of mutual aid, so we know what's in our communities and we know what our communities need. So go to your local abortion fund. Please give them money. They do amazing work. A lot of them are unpaid, overworked, and stressed the hell out, but they know what needs to be done in their state. If you're in a safe state like California and you don't have to worry about that, reach out to states that you know could be in trouble, like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. States like that, they need help. Abortion funds, and I know everybody says, oh, I don't want to vote for this, I don't want to vote for that. Vote in your local elections, please. If you don't want to vote for the president, fine, I don't give a fuck. But your abortion restrictions come out of local state legislators.
Yeah.
Unless you're ready to like storm town hall with weapons and shit and really go all out, fucking vote.
Liberate Alabama.
Yeah.
Don't do that in Alabama, okay? They have a lot of state troopers in that building who will more than likely be very happy to escort your ass out.
But actually, it's been a while since you've been on, so there was some good news about West Alabama. Can you talk more about all the good news that has the good news since the last time you've been on?
Yes, the Yellow Fund purchased West Alabama Women's Center.
Yay!
So you're the first abortion fund to ever purchase the clinic, and therefore make sure that access will never go away. Because the owner was ready to retire and was ready to shut it completely down. And West Alabama Women's Center is the clinic that provides the most abortions in Alabama. So that would have left the entirety of West Alabama and most of mid to northern Mississippi without a clinic, because Mississippi only has one clinic. And it's easier for most people in the northern and central part of Mississippi to just drive over to Tuscaloosa. So we're very happy about that. And yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for the legislature to go into session next year. If we even go into session because of COVID.
Oh yeah, but no, they started pre-filing bills. So have you been able to look through the pre-filing to see if any bullshit's going to come up?
I have. There are no abortion bills yet. Notice how I said yet.
Oh my.
But we do have those horrible anti-trans bills from last year.
Yeah.
Where, for people that are not familiar with it, the Alabama legislature, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they are finally going to tell parents what to do after trying to pass so many bills in the past that said you can't tell parents what to do, and ban parents from letting minor children go through transition.
Yeah, I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's hateful. I have seen a lot of hateful stuff in my time at the Alabama legislature in the past going on 11 years. But the people that came out for this anti-trans stuff are some of the most ugly, just downright mean and dehumanizing people I have ever seen in my life. They are just terrible. So I know we have that coming. I know we also have a bill to make the Star Spangled Banner play at least once a week in school.
Tell you what, woo! We're going to make it mandatory. We're going to play it all football games. And you know what the best pre-file I saw was?
What?
I tell you what, we need to make sure that institutions are not in bed with the Communist Party of China.
Yeah.
What?
That
No-
dang old Confucius Center is that dang old Confucius Center they got down there at the university. That's dang old part of goddamn communism in China. Tell you what, roll damn tide, brother. President Xi, you ain't gonna indoctrinate my child with Confucius. I'm gonna confuse you, buddy.
Somebody give this man a virus.
Wait,
Yeah.
so the national anthem has to be played at every NCAA game? Is that what you're saying?
No,
No.
it's a bill that would require all Alabama public schools to play the national anthem at least one time per week.
What?
That shit doesn't
Yeah.
even slap like that. Like,
I know it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a good anthem. Our anthem blows.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's
you know,
racist as fuck.
Yeah, that too.
Other countries not being free, but this is like forcing people to do things that they might not want to do. So
well, my
Oh,
school
here-
played that shit every morning. So
Here you go. I have the pre-filed the China bill, right? So the title is Education Prohibit Public Institutions or Higher Education from Providing Support for Organizations Affiliated with China Government. I shit you not, it says China Government. It doesn't say the Chinese government. It says China Government.
So you're reading
China.
the synopsis.
Summary. Yeah, I'm reading in the summary is literally the same thing as the title. Now, that came about because I think it was Tuberville. We'll talk about him in a second. But it was Tuberville and I think like some other fucking just stupid Republicans were trying to say that no, it was Mo Brooks. It was our good old Representative Brooks up there in Huntsville was trying to say that the Confucius Center at Troy University is somehow
What? I missed
no, I forgot it was Mo Brooks, representative of the U.S. fucking goddamn House of Representatives, fucking tried to ensue that the Confucius Center at Troy is somehow tied with the Communist Party of China, and that they're going to indoctrinate our children with communism, which I think would be great. I would love to have Maoists running around Troy, starting a protracted People's War in Pike County. That's what we need, but
don't know how I
it's
missed
not
that.
what's happening.
I don't know how I missed that one because usually I find all the most ridiculous shit the Alabama politicians say, but I must have missed that
What
one.
the fuck?
Yeah, I'm reading it now. This shit's insane.
Mo Brooks, everyone. Oh my God, if that bullet just would have hit somewhere more vital in that bastard's body. Oh my God.
But I will tell you one bill that I saw that I liked, and that would completely repeal the Confederate Monuments Act. Did you see that
Okay,
one?
thank God. I did see that one. Okay, that was going to
Yes.
repeal. I just saw Confederate monuments and stuff. I was like, oh God, not again. But I'm glad it was going to repeal that, and we can start taking those shits
No,
down without fucking getting fined and shit.
Finding $25,000 or what have
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's one bill that is pre-filed that I can absolutely get behind.
So, our beloved friend of the show, Dougie Fresh, got beat, and now Tommy Tuberville
Oh,
is going to
Lord.
be our U.S. senator. The man with a plan and a degree in physical education, who doesn't know what the World War II was fought over, and can't name the three branches of government.
He
is
thinks
gonna-
the three branches are the Senate, the House, and the executive.
Speaking of someone who's started their campaign on transphobic,
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot about that. The Pride Parade they tried to have in Auburn, he like totally went all
yeah,
transphobic and homophobic on that.
Yep.
Oh my God, he's such a. I think he's gonna quit. I think he's gonna quit. I think he's gonna not. I don't think he's gonna make it a year, and he's gonna realize like everybody up there is gonna hate him. And he's just gonna be a rubber stamp, and he's gonna quit. And we're gonna have another election here in like a year or two.
No, he's going to figure out that he actually has to work.
Oh yeah, that too.
So, yeah, I think he'll last a year and then he'll quit.
no,
I
he'll
really-
love it. He'll do great. He'll fit in real nice. He's gonna love it.
He'll do just like that Mississippi State Auburn game where the score was like 3-2. Because that was one of the worst fucking games in SEC history. Oh my God. He's gonna be in. He's gonna be in. What?
He's gonna run that terrible spread offense, but like the The political version of it.
The political version. He's gonna be like in an actual meeting with somebody and get another coaching job and just like up and leave, be like, I quit. Oh my god. It has just been shit. It has just been shit down here for like, oh my god. I don't even know. It never ends.
It's sad when the best news is Biden being elected.
I know, right? It's just like everything else.
Well, it's like I tell people, it's a giant game of whack-a-mole. When you live in Alabama, it's you get one thing tamped down, and here comes 10 more popping up behind it. Yeah. It's never ending.
I do have to say, I wouldn't mind Doug Jones being Attorney General just because of the rise of the far right and just hate, and he actually had the backbone to take on the Klan in Alabama, and then also, Amelia, you were saying he took on Eric Rudolph, so like.
Yes, he while he was still in office, he thoroughly went after Rudolph. Now they didn't catch him until way after he was not there anymore. Mm-hmm. But I would be totally down for Doug Jones being some kind of AG, maybe the AG of Alabama. Simply because I am so tired of people dragging the South. I am so fucking sick of it. It just drives me nuts, and I know that a lot of blue spurs would hate that. So there you go. It's just
exactly. I didn't even think about it like that. I would love for you know what? I think Doug Jones would be a great replacement, and it'll be the opposite of Bill Barr. I really hope I'm not going to eat these fucking words if Doug Jones becomes AG, then like
just
fucks up.
Klobuchar in there. I've heard that too, Klobuchar, and I'm so sick of her. I just really am.
Let me tell you a story.
I ate this salad with a comb, and my husband got COVID, and I punched him in the chest, and it cured him.
No, the thing that annoys me with her is her always bragging that she was so annoying that her ex-boyfriend funded her campaign. I would not be proud of that.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
She's such a bland.
Y'all, we're just not having it with the microphones today. I think it's Tommy.
That was not me. I'm not even moving. Why are you being racist right now?
Because I missed you. I need to turn off.
To being racist there, Nelson?
Yeah, why not? The whole entire podcast is racist.
Whoa.
I'm not racist. I just hate white people.
I don't know, Tyler. You're like a groundhog. You come out and you see your shadow and you say some funny bits, then you disappear. We miss you. You come back when
four kids.
I know you come back when we need you the most. We love you.
Yeah.
With a laptop.
The laptop.
Oh my God.
We're not gonna say where it came from, but this is definitely a motherfucking laptop.
I'm proud that you finally joined the 21st century. I don't even know. Like, it just seems like it's just like one big sigh, like a sigh of relief, but also a sigh of like, fuck. You know,
it's just a relief because we might have complete sentences in the morning when we wake up instead of tweets.
Yeah. I know. I'm so upset. Oh my God.
But what if the complete sentences don't make sense? Like, he just starts tangent off.
As long as you're not on the Trump level of not making sense, I think I can deal with it.
The anarchists, the Marxists, the looters.
Hey, Honor, give me some of that crack.
Oh, Joe, you're back.
Just looking for that crack, Honor.
So what was up with President-elect? Is the laptop that Tyler has right now Hunter Biden's laptop?
Whoa, let's not make it hot. I may or may not got this for a few little hits of the old hard, you know what I'm saying?
Got pictures of my son's asshole on it.
Oh my God. I just want, like I said, I want Hunter Biden to fight Don Jr. and Eric, and I think he'd beat their asses. I think it'd be really funny.
He had the coolest fucking photo shoot I've ever seen.
Hunter Biden, man.
Hunter Biden is cool as fuck.
Hunter Biden for president.
those pictures made me like I want to hang out with that guy. I feel like at one point in my life we had a lot in common.
Yeah. Hunter Biden is definitely a G.
Hunter Biden, everybody. Oh my God. Anyway, back to abortion, Mia. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk to us about? And you want to rant about? Feel free to rant. I love hearing you rant. You're an expert at what you do, and we love hearing from you. You're probably one of the more popular guests. Everyone asks about you, so they want to hear from the pink haired devil lady.
Well, support your local abortion fund. Like I said, full disclosure on the board. I no longer work for Yellowhammer. I work for the clinic now, so that's why I can talk all this political bullshit where before I couldn't. But now I can. So woo!
Yay!
But seriously, you need to get involved in your local state houses. You need to start following the Supreme Court if you don't already. And get prepared, because let me tell you, they're not just coming for your abortion. They're coming for your birth control.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that for a second? Because I think that people are more willing to believe that the courts will take on abortion, that Roe could be overturned. But then they're like, well, at least we have birth control, and everyone knows that birth control fails sometimes. So, but right. I think people don't realize that like birth control access was decided by a Supreme Court case that can also be overturned, because the same people who don't like abortion are usually the same people who also don't like birth control. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's Catholic contingent. Griswold versus Connecticut gave married couples the right to birth control. I believe it was either 67 or 68. Now, Baird, which gave unmarried people the right to birth control, didn't come around until I think it was 72, right before Roe. So they're already talking about coming after Griswold. And we in the repro rights world, repro justice world, we're like, well, I doubt they'll come after this. But they are. They want to completely undo everything that we've worked so hard for. And people laughed at me a couple years ago, and I said, y'all laugh, but your birth control's next. And I'll be damned, what's next? Your birth control. And you can already see that coming in with the, like Hobby Lobby and all those cases with the Little Sisters of the Poor that didn't even want to sign the piece of paper. So they've been building on that too. They claim, like Alito the other night, claiming that Plan B is an abortifacient. It is not. It is not an abortifacient. That's not how any of this works.
I don't know about that, because a bunch of men have told me that it is. So I'm going to believe the men.
Well, some people believe that IUDs are abortifacients, and they're just not. Yes.
That one is the one that shoots out laser beams to kill sperm, right?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
And the egg, it actually is an abortion doctor inside your uterus.
It's like having the Death Star in your cervix.
Pew, 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 pew. The IUD shot first.
Right. But until science starts taking control of things and says, hey, you can have your own opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. This is not how any of this works. They're coming for it. They're absolutely coming for it. They are so mad right now. Another thing Alito got mad about was some clinics and other groups, repro rights groups, sued under COVID, so people didn't have to go back to the doctor for a second time to get the abortion pill. Mm-hmm. The way it works in Alabama and in other states, you would have your first appointment, and then you go through that bullshit mandatory waiting period, whatever it might be. Alabama's 48 hours. And then you have to come back and take the pills in front of the doctor because you're obviously too fucking stupid to take a pill at your house. The FDA and the Supreme Court relaxed the rules about making you show up in person to take that pill, and will now allow a pharmacy or that clinic, it depends on your state's rules, to mail you that pill that you have to take. And they are super mad about that. So,
Birth control should not be treated like methadone.
oh well, the abortion pill. I mean, it's not just birth control.
Yeah,
It's
abortion pill, sorry.
the abortion pill. Which, if you want to get technical about it, the main abortion pill is an ulcer drug. It is literally an ulcer drug. So, yeah, it's dumb. It's political. It's bullshit. It's couched in religious bullshit that has no place in science. So, yeah, they're really mad about that. If they had their way, actually, Ted Cruz and a bunch of other those fucking fucksticks wrote a letter to ban Mifi and Miso completely. They don't even want it to be available, which is bullshit.
What's that? Is that the actual pills?
The abortion pill.
Okay.
Yeah. One drug detaches from the placental wall, and the other pill expels the pregnancy. So, but you can take one. You can't take Mifi by itself because it won't work. But you can take Miso by itself, and it will work. You don't have to have a combination of the two. But that's getting into the weeds a little bit.
We're now a medical podcast.
About Miso and Mifi, if you want to learn all about that. But I mean, that is one of the most safest, best ways for people to terminate a pregnancy in the privacy of their own home. They don't have to deal with protesters. They don't have to deal with outside forces bothering them. Somebody seeing them at the clinic, somebody ratting them out to their preacher or their work or their friends, or heaven forbid they're in a abusive relationship and they get outed because somebody saw their car at the abortion clinic or they saw them walking around the abortion clinic. I know if I wanted to have an abortion, I would much rather have it in the privacy of my own home where I can be comfortable and not have a bunch of crazy white men screaming at me that I was going to hell. So the pill is really gaining traction in its popularity because of that. And pregnant people are not dumb. We have the wherewithal to find a clinic when it's so very hard to find a clinic. We can do these things at home. You can trust us with a child, but you can't trust us to take a pill, really?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
That's patriarchy at its fucking finest. It's the personal is political, and especially when it comes to bodily autonomy. But yeah, I mean they're coming for all of it. So you better get prepared. Don't stock up on Plan B, like I said. But seriously, get prepared. Figure out what you can do, what you're willing to do to help people where you might be in a state that's more advantageous. Believe it or not, Kansas has the right to abortion enshrined in their constitution. Yes, red state Kansas. Are you willing to drive somebody from Alabama to Kansas to get an abortion? Because that's what it might come down to. Unless these big funders are going to start sending red state funds all their money, even if we bought a private plane, we wouldn't be able to help everybody. We'd run out of money so quick.
Yeah.
And people need to fund the South. You know how Georgia flipped? Georgia flipped because people invested in it. Because they saw the trends. They knew it was possible. Nelson, you and I both live in the bluest strip of Alabama there is. If people will invest in the South, we can do the same thing that Georgia did. You got to stop writing this off. Because there are plenty of people here that will put in the work. We gave y'all the civil rights movement. Boom, there you go. It can be changed. It just has to be invested in. And stop being written off as a lost cause.
Yay!
I love it.
Is that enough bitching? Because I can keep on.
I mean, no, that was great. I mean, I think that when it comes to Alabama flipping, I don't know. God, Yeah, it's the people.
Can't be me. 'Cause I'm not doing anything.
No, it's Tyler. I guess when it comes to Alabama flipping, I mean, we did. I mean, the only thing about Alabama flipping, like the numbers wise, is that like it took like so much to get Doug Jones barely over that line. But I think it could happen. It could happen eventually. I think that it could happen. Alabama, Mississippi were the two last ones to flip, obviously. So,
But it can happen. I mean,
and South Carolina's up there too.
it didn't happen in Georgia overnight. People are on the ground working. My friend Latasha Brown with Black Voters Matter has been working her ass off, her and Cliff, to flip it for years. This is not, you're going to come in 1 year, woohoo, Alabama wins. We're all blue now. That's not how that change works. Yeah. That change takes years of incrementalism into getting in there and getting into these poor, underserved counties, like in the Black Belt here. If you could put just one person in each county to educate people on how they vote and how they can get their right back to vote if they've been convicted of a crime, that alone could add so many people to the rolls here. Tuscaloosa is damn near blue almost. Tuscaloosa of all places. That's a trip to me.
Yeah.
So it can be done. It just takes time and it takes resources, and it takes those resources being invested in those communities to where it's not you're just coming in for one election cycle. That's not going to work. Mm-hmm. You've got to come in for the long haul.
And that's where we get back to local and state races. Like, people really need to start thinking about flipping state houses, because like it'd be great that Georgia voted for Biden, right? And it'll be even better if they flip those 2 Senate seats. And it'll be even cool if Stacey Abrams in 2 years runs for governor and wins, right? Nope. But Georgia's state legislature is still Republican. I think they broke the filibuster-proof state Senate, but it's still overwhelmingly majority Republican.
Right.
And a lot of these states have it so the legislator is more powerful than the governor, going back to their old outdated constitutions. So like, great. There's even in Louisiana, you see like, oh yeah, there's a Democratic governor that it's like whatever, but their state legislator is solid red. Alabama has a supermajority in the state legislature. Like I said, Stacey Abrams becomes governor, yay, but the state legislature stays Republican. It won't matter because they hold the power. So getting on the ground, really, everyone focuses on national elections, but like these state and local elections are really some of the hardest to flip because the districts are so fucking gerrymandered. But if you can get like this, the past state house election was so important because the census, like they're going to redraw the districts again. And so like everyone sleeps on this shit.
And we're probably going to lose a congressional seat because of that.
Yeah.
Because of census. So yeah, I mean, in my world, in the abortion world, that's where all these restrictions come from, is through state legislatures. And the best way to stop these bills from passing is to get involved with those state legislatures and show up. I know it's difficult because they do these things in the middle of the day when most people have jobs and children and other responsibilities. But if you can't get there, you can find out how to get in touch with them. Most of them have Twitter. They usually all have Facebook. They have more than one way to get in touch with them, unless they're like super old white people who only do email, which is most of the Alabama legislature. But just getting in touch with them lets them know that, hey, for that one person, there might be 10 other people that agree with that one person. And that's how they base their, votes on. So even if you can't go and bitch at them in person like I do, you can pick up a phone. Sometimes they'll even answer their own phones. And that is really, really crucial on these legislative bans in each state. Like Alabama banning abortion, that came out of the legislature. Most of these crazy abortion laws come out of state legislatures, not on the federal level or anything like that. So get involved. You pay their salary. make those assholes afraid of you. I'm serious.
No, hell yeah. No, I feel you.
Stay on their asses. They work for you. They depend so much on people being scared or naive of the processes. And that's how they get away with these things, because people are either scared or they don't know how to work the system. And that's what they count on.
Now, speaking of getting involved, how do people, because I've actually had people message us because they'll listen to the prior episodes you've been on and they'll be like, how do we get involved? And I'm like, well, I first thing I say is like, don't just randomly show up, like reach out to your local clinic. So like explain like how, if someone wants to be a clinic escort or someone wants to help out, like how do they help out?
The best thing you can do is call that clinic, or because a lot of clinics are always busy, call your local abortion fund. Like I said earlier, abortion funds in each state, they're going to know exactly the people you need to talk to, who not to talk to, what to do, what not to do. Reach out and find out what they need. Don't go rolling up to a clinic thinking you're just going to be Billy Badass and you're going to be an escort and all that. No. That's not how that works. Each clinic is different. Each clinic has different needs. The clinic here in Montgomery is vastly different than the clinic in Tuscaloosa. So make sure you reach out to that clinic or your local abortion fund and ask how you can help. Not all clinics have escorts. Some clinics may just need, someone that could house somebody overnight. Let them borrow a spare bedroom or something if they're having to drive 3-4 hours away. But there's several ways for you to get involved. Donating to your abortion fund, become a clinic escort if you've got thick skin. It's not for people who get feelings hurt easily. I spend the majority of my day on Fridays from about 5 a.m. to at least noon or 2 o'clock getting screamed at constantly. So
the wager of sin is death.
Oh my God, you sound like him. Oh, shut up.
Don't eat your baby. Don't do it. Look at my mustache. I'm cool, man.
But just reach out and ask what's needed. There will be people and they might question you at first. Don't take it personally. We have to be secure in what we do. And sometimes that means we have to ask questions that might seem a little nosy. But we don't want the aunties trying to get information that they shouldn't have.
Who the hell did you vote for?
Well, our dum-dum here told me that he didn't like Trump and that he was going to vote for Biden, but only so he could pray for him so he didn't go to hell.
Oh,
I mean, whatever works, man. Whatever works.
yeah,
Christ.
yeah. You can't pray for somebody unless they're president.
Well, Joe Biden's Catholic.
Doesn't the Bible say you're supposed to listen to your leaders? Yeah.
Yeah, and also says you shouldn't stand on street corners, but here we are. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But there's tons of you can get involved, but the most important is give actual money to your local abortion fund. Help people that need it, especially in this day and age where you've got people who have less income because of COVID, and more responsibilities with even less money with COVID, transportation problems with COVID, fear of getting to a hotel or something that may not be clean. It's just a whole litany of obstacles that a pregnant person has to go through just to get to a clinic for the first appointment, much less actually get the abortion performed.
And don't show up to counter protest or whatever, right?
Right. I know everybody likes to have their say and they want to give it to the aunties. I get it. Don't do it at the clinic. Because if you do it at the clinic, the people that are coming to the clinic, the only thing they see are people outside of that fence, which we tell patients all the time. If they're outside of our property line, they're not with us. You're going to look like a bunch of anti-choice assholes, and you're going to make it worse for the patients. And you make it worse for clinic escorts because we don't really know what side you lie on. And we don't like it when new people show up because we don't know how they're going to react. We don't know what they're up to. We don't know them. So you just create more of a headache and a problem because you want your protester points. So don't be the asshole who tries to get protester points. If you want to protest their church, you go right ahead and do that. Just don't do it around the clinic.
Yeah.
Because it just creates more confusion and more chaos. And there's already enough chaos and confusion on the sidewalk that not only clinic escorts have to deal with it, but patients and patients' companions and staff members. So just don't be that asshole. If you want to do something for the clinic, like mail them letters, please don't do it in an envelope. Send postcards only. Clinics don't like unknown mail for various reasons that I will not get into. But postcards are great. Just don't send them big envelopes full of things or boxes unless you call them first and you talk to them and they say it's okay. Because that creates a lot of stress too. Unknown mail, unknown packages, things have happened before, and it just creates more confusion and chaos.
Bottles of whiskey are okay though, right?
Just leave them on the porch of the powerhouse. I'm kidding. Please don't leave anything on the porch of the powerhouse because then you'll freak me out too.
Now, not how do I phrase this? Like not giving anything away or not like divulging plans about anything that could happen. So like I guess what I'm saying is what are some of the things in place, or like what would people who are pro-choice, some of the things that have been done before, Roe is the law of the land. Like what are some of the things that people can expect to have to be able to do in order to help people get an abortion? I mean, you mentioned the Jane's Collective before, like there was like groups back in the day. Yeah.
Right. The Jane Collective was a group out of Chicago and other states collectively that got pregnant people to people who would perform abortions. Not necessarily legally, which is not something we want. But this anti-network thing drives me nuts because you're basically trying to reinvent the wheel because abortion funds have been doing this for years. So I can't stress enough how much it is important to rely on abortion funds for information as much as you do a clinic. Because the clinic's going to know the legalities and, you know, how many patients they have to see and what have you. But like I said before, the abortion funds know what patients need beyond that abortion because usually it's not just the abortion. Like I said, they might need transportation. They might need childcare. They might need a hotel room. They might be using that $150 for their first appointment out of their bill money. And their power bill might be 2 months behind. So it's things like that. And that's stuff that the fund deals with every day. It's not the exception or anomaly. I mean, it happens every single day to several patients. So there are many ways you can help out. Just reach out to your abortion fund and find out. If you're in Alabama, Mississippi, you're covered by Yellowhammer Fund and Mississippi Reproductive Freedom Fund. Like I said, board member, full disclosure. But reach out to them. They're going to know. There are amazing abortion funds. Just TikTok. Y'all, these kids on TikTok are going to save us. I'm telling you. I'm serious. You can follow Charlotte for Choice. They have an amazing TikTok up there where they deal with their protesters, and sometimes they get up to 5,000 protesters a weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you heard that right. 5,000. Yeah, I've been up there. A friend of mine runs the clinic, and I've seen the 5,000 protesters, and it is a circus. I don't know how.
Lord.
Yeah, it is bonkers, literally bonkers. Abortion tourism is a thing. So yeah, I mean, you have these people that pick at clinics. They don't just stay at their local clinic like our dummy does. but they actually travel around, and it's a whole big grift. Once you figure out they don't give a damn about babies, they don't care about people who already exist. They're just fetus fetishists. That's it. They don't care about people getting wick. They worship fetuses, and that's it. Once you're born, it's fuck you.
God, they're so fucking weird. All right, y'all. That's yeah. No, you're totally right. You're exactly right. It definitely is a grift, and they're fucking weird.
Oh, and let me mention one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
Amanda Shires, who is Jason Isbell's wife, has written a song called The Problem, and all proceeds from this song go to the Yellowhammer Fund.
Yay.
So please go download it, go listen to it. They just put the video out, and it's really touching. And at the end, they mention the Yellowhammer Fund and about died because they're like, oh my God, we're in a music video.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
They're two amazing people. Both of them, they do such great work.
Yes, they are super duper amazing. We couldn't be more honored. And go buy it. Yellowhammerfund.org. If you want to give, you can. We have T-shirts, we have stickers, we have koozies, all kinds of stuff. You can keep up with what we're doing there. You can also join our clinic list, which is our action list that is run through the clinic, and we'll tell you what you exactly need to do when it comes up. And that's going to be an invaluable resource when all these Supreme Court cases and the state legislature comes back in and they start moving on this stuff, and we're like, oh shit, what do we need to do? You sign up for that, we'll be able to send you out immediate emails to tell you exactly who you need to contact, who you need to email, who you need to call, what have you. So do that.
Hell yeah. All right. Tommy had to bounce. Tyler, you got anything you want to say before we log off? I got some stuff I got to plug real quick.
Go ahead and plug your stuff, and I'll let us out how I normally do.
Yeah, let me plug and do the outro, and then you can plug, you can do your thing. Real quick, y'all. So me, Kate, and Tommy were on a new podcast called "Let Me Introduce Myself" from Dan by Dan from Real Life Ghost Stories. He sits down and just basically listens to stories that people have to tell. And so please go follow Let Me Introduce Myself. It's on all your favorite streaming services, and check out the previous episodes. It's really cool. He interviewed someone that grew up in Belfast during the Troubles, and then someone who became a professional soccer player. And Dan from Real Life Ghost Stories is a really cool dude. I love that podcast. They gave us a shout out a time or two because some ghost stuff came up, and I was like, oh my God, like how is this? They're in the UK, so it's like, what the fuck is up with Scotland? This shit's fucking horrifying. And they did a whole episode on this ghost that like haunts Scotland. So yeah, the podcast is Let Me Introduce Myself. Me, Kate, and Tommy were on there. The episode dropped last Thursday, and we just talk about the South and like preconceived notions and how the South is not a monolith and we're a diverse section of the country, and basically what the podcast is about. But with that being said, at Dixieland the Proletariat, we believe the South will rise again, but this time for the right reasons, those being worker-owned means of production, decolonization, and self-determination for all oppressed peoples. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on social media at Dixie Prole. We are coming to you from the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement, Montgomery, Alabama, and the Bluff City, Memphis, Tennessee. We'd also like to recognize that we are recording on occupied land that rightfully belongs to the Muskogee and Chickasaw nations. Mia, thank you so much for coming on. I'll make sure to post all the links in the description where people can find Yellowhammer, the Powerhouse, and people can donate and help out. And I'll definitely post a link to the music video, and so people can hear that. And it's been a long 4 weeks. I'm glad we're back. Hopefully we'll have one more episode this month, and we'll try to regroup and get some more shit going on over the holidays in December. But we got some new stickers, y'all, so check out our Patreon tier for your stickers. We got some stuff in the making. We're thinking about Twitch. We're thinking about some Patreon episodes. So we just got some things in the work. So hopefully something will come up with that. But Tyler, go ahead and send us off.
Well, good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. We'll see y'all next time.
Hell yeah. See y'all.
I'll buy the Plan B if you buy the whiskey. I'll promise to swallow if you promise promise not to miss me. Afterwards, if you're lucky, I'll even let you kiss me. 'Cause I'll buy the Plan B if you buy the whiskey. I met this guy the other night and he's sitting at the bar. I try my hand to pick up lines, but I never get too far. Think I finally found a way to get a dude's attention. I'd buy 2 shots, I lean in close, and then I just casually mention, I'll buy the Plan B if you buy the whiskey. I'll promise to swallow if you promise not to